The Yu-Gi-Oh card market is a very volatile place, with cards skyrocketing in price, cards plummeting in price. Sometimes it's never a good move to get particular cards. I'm not sure what picture people paint me on. Am I the guy that makes things skyrocket in price? In this video, contrary to the popular belief of me making cards explode in price, I'm gonna give you some cards that you should completely avoid from buying. Like, seriously, if you have the opportunity, avoid these cards like a plague spreader zombie. Avoid these cards like various family members at a family gathering. So, yeah. But of course, if you want to know about the sauce cards that you should buy before they skyrocket in price, then go ahead and check out this video. Also, be sure to post down below in the comment section what other market watch videos should we make. We do really good at predicting the market, and players have gotten completely bonkers rich off of our stock investments. I'm pretty proud to say that because I'll reveal it later. The first card I want to talk to you about is a card that has skyrocketed in price due to the Forbidden List. Call by the Grave to 1 has made Triple Tactics talent almost double in its price to about that $110 range. It has since settled to the $90 range, but that's even really expensive for a card that's not as great as some players may believe. The thought process behind buying Triple Tactics talent is, since Call by the Grave is limited to 1, Triple Tactics talent will take its place. Well, there is a few problems with that. First, no one played Call by the Grave in the main deck anyway. I mean, you did have some of those outlier decks that played Call by the Grave, but as a general census, yeah, Call by the Grave was not the card that players mained, especially in a format where Side-Frame Gear Gamma and Infinite Impermanence are cards that you can't use Call by the Grave on. Also, I would love to mention that using 3 Ts in place of Call by the Grave is legitimately trying to fix an L pipe with a crossbar. Like, it does not solve the problem. Call by the Grave is counter-preventative. It prevents the opponent from preventing you from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! 3 tactical talents rewards you for your opponent playing on your turn. 2 completely different cards. Now, I do think that 3 Ts does have its place in Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably closer to the trash bin than some players would like to admit, and if you want to see me make a video regarding 3 tactical talent, then make sure to destroy this like button and let me know down below in the comment section. A card that will resemble most people's cousins in the family gathering is Magician Souls. Now, Magician Souls is a really good card. Kind of like your cousin. He's a really fun person, but he gets you into way too much trouble, and that's why your aunt and your mama don't talk right now. It's your cousin doing all that dumb shit. Magician Souls has shot up from the $60 to $70 range to the $90 range, with an imminent reprint bound to happen. If you take last year into account, there were some highly competitive cards, highly sought after, that were reprinted a few times. Take, for example, Boral Sword Dragon and Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring are 2 cards that were reprinted over and over again. It's almost guaranteed that we are going to get a Magician Souls reprint in 2021 when the new legendary deck collection box thing comes around. But it's also very likely that we will get a Gold Series reprint of Magician Souls in the Maximum Gold set. We need something to sell this set, and Apollosa Bow of the Goddess is not going to be that card, especially seeing that it was just reprinted in the 2020 Megatens. A strategy that just got a huge boost from the Forbidden List, but I think you should steer clear from, is the Phantom Knights engine. The PK engine was notorious in 2018 and 2019 because Orcus was one of the most dominant decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Typically ending on some really disgusting boards for his time. Phantom Knight Rusty Bardish set up with multiple disruptions in the form of Phantom Knight's Fogblade. Nowadays in Yu-Gi-Oh! Not only is that not as powerful as players think, the PK engine is very much due for a reprint. Phantom Knight's Fogblade cards are $6, $10, and $14 respectively, but this is another card that is bound for a reprint. I mean, seriously, imagine buying a common for $6 only to realize that not only is the PK engine not as good as it used to be, but also realizing that it's getting a reprint. Now, this card definitely reminds me of the aunt that can't cook. I mean, her food may look nice, but when you actually taste it, it tastes like dumpster juice. Apollousa, Bow of the Goddess, is a card you should avoid like that aunt with the terrible food making skills. Now, when I'm speaking of Apollousa, I'm not directly talking about the ultra rare copy. I think that card is a fine investment in Yu-Gi-Oh, but we're talking in specifically the secret rare copy. You can even picture the ultra rare copy as that aunt that makes really basic food, but it's really good. I miss you, Auntie Miva. I'm coming home to Victorville soon. For 5 copies of the ultra rare Apollousa, Bow of the Goddess, or 5 plates of the good auntie's food, you can get the bad auntie's food, with secret rare Apollousa sit at $50, and it actually gets worse. Apollousa, Bow of the Goddess has a confirmed reprint in the maximum gold set, so yeah, it's only going to go lower as players are getting more access to a card. This is a terrible buy. Even if you did wanted to get original printings of Apollousa, it would be safer to wait until the premium gold set comes around, then purchase your Apollousa, Bow of the Goddess in secret rare. Until then, you gotta suffer like the rest of you guys who didn't spend $110 for your Apollousa. A card that is probably like the worst investment in Yu-Gi-Oh! I swear, I say really bad Yu-Gi-Oh! Decisions, like setting Sengan in GOAT format. Boy, I had to tell Meshach and Mac about that one. But Kitchen Dragon Maid probably has to be the biggest waste of money ever. Now, I know I've made my fair share of terrible investments. You can go ahead and check out that video. And of course, if you want to see another terrible investments video, trust me, I have quite the few of those videos lined up, then go ahead and post down below in the comment section. But currently, Kitchen Dragon Maid sits at $50 for a card that has seen this many tops in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! The Mega 10s have been following a trend. They've been reprinting some of the side sets from last year's format. For example, the Dark Savior set was reprinted in the 2019 Mega 10, and Infinity Chasers was reprinted in the 2020 Mega 10. You can only guess that Mystic Fighters will be reprinted in the 2021 Mega 10, and the most highly sought after card will be reprinted. So Kitchen Dragon Maid is not only a terrible investment, it's not even a good kitchen card. We talked about the aunt, it's Apollousa, Bow of the Goddess. Now, the card that reminds me the most of the pervy uncle that you probably should stay away from if you're a girl that plays Yu-Gi-Oh! There's like 3 of you. Then you probably had a different experience from the boys. For the boys, he normally is like, hey, come here, let me put you on some game, young man. And I don't need no game, I got the whole system. But Infinite Impermanence does remind me of that pervy uncle. He always seems to come with good advice, but it seems to backfire in the long run. I mean, the pervy uncle is normally a player or a pervert, so like, you gotta find out which one's which, right? Now, Infinite Impermanence fits this description so well because it's a card that you know is good. You've seen Infinite Impermanence in so many great decks, just like how you've seen that pervy uncle with so many different women, but you probably should avoid his methods because just as Infinite Impermanence has been in so many decks and uncle has been with so many women, it's actually kind of similar, as he can't keep a woman, and Infinite Impermanence can't keep its price. If I had to relate Infinite Impermanence back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Card in 2019, Ash Blossom in Joyous Spring is the perfect card. It started off as a secret, but then got reprinted as a super, a common, a super, a gold? No, Ultra. Yeah, that happened. That is 5 different reprints for Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, and you'd be a fool to think that Infinite Impermanence would not follow suit. It already has that secret rare printing into Ultras, but a gold rare and a common rare I see on the horizon. Infinite Impermanence is literally its own cash cow. You place it inside of a set and players will literally gobble the set down. Seriously, I know that you probably think the Dragons of Legends Complete Series set was probably the worst set printed this year, but if it had Infinite Impermanence, I'm pretty sure you would change your tune, and more often than not, every OTS store would be sold out. And now the last card reminds me of that one family member. It's that smoking hot girl that got married to one of your family members, was divorced, still comes to the family members, and now you know you can't smash because she's related to you technically. This is almost madness. It's like some type of Twilight Zone. Like, I mean, seriously, you're my second removed cousin's ex-wife and you don't even have any kids, but it's still feels really, really southern to talk to you, if you know what I mean. Tour Guide from the Underworld is one of those cars that is completely off limits. It's like the bros' ex-girlfriend. No matter how good she looks, you just gotta let this one go. Now, I'm not talking about every single tour guide. I'm talking about one tour guide in particular. It is the ultimate rare copies of Tour Guide. I actually remember making a video of cards you should buy before they skyrocket in price, telling you you should pick up tour guides when they're $30. Unfortunately, that ship has long sailed and Tour Guide sits at a $250 ultimate rare. There is no hope of ever getting this card lower, so if you can't afford it, then just avoid it. It's not really worth it. Well, that's pretty much all that I have for the cards you should completely avoid. Do not buy these cards. They are terrible ideas. I want you to post down below in the comment section what are some other cards you feel should be completely avoided, like the Plague or that family member.